So immigration and how it's going to affect the real estate market. Today I'm going to speak with you or share with you how I view the immigration and how it's going to affect the Torontoan area in the next coming years. So here we go and let's get started. So welcome back. If you've been here before, you know that I love numbers and I love sharing with you all the information that I know so that you guys have a different perspective in real estate and gather information so that you're able to buy, sell, or even invest in real estate just a little bit better. So that's my goal, is to share with you as much information as possible. So for today, I want to talk about immigration, of course, and how that's going to affect the real estate market in terms of supply and demand and what's needed and how much of it we actually need. So I'm excited to get started and share with you guys all this information. So as you know, Canada, we welcome a lot of people to Canada every single year, and there's actually a plan that is in place for the next few years, and I want to show you those numbers and kind of dissect it and then show what it means to show what it means in the real estate terms. So as you know, even though there was a pandemic, right, Canada actually still reached our numbers in 2021, and we welcomed over 405,000 people. Yay, right? Lots of people coming to Canada. And so I want to share with you guys what it looks like in the next 3 years. In the next 3 years, Canada, we will be welcoming, and so here are the numbers if you can see it. There's different kind of classes, but we're just going to zoom in here. In the next 3 years, we will be welcoming this many people. Right? And so the average of that, and I worked it out already, the average of that will be about, will be about 443,223 people a year coming to Canada, right? Well, then you're going to ask, well, how many of those people actually come to the GTA? Good question. So according to the Government of Canada, Toronto is one of the highest per capita immigration. So Toronto, we welcome the highest number of people. So yay, everybody loves to live in the GTA, right? And so according to them, about 43% of new immigrants settle in the GTA, right? And so when I take 43% of this number, we will get this number here. So every year, GTA welcomes 190,590 people coming to GTA every single year. Now, then I'm wondering, those are just, like individual. How many of them are actually family? How many of them are single? Like, how many families is that? And how are we going to house 190,000 people? So I again did a little bit of research, and I asked Google, what is the average number of people, per family in Toronto? And we have 2.7 people per family. And so when I take this number here, and multiply it by that number there, right, 2.7, we will get 70,580 families, which also means we need 758 units or living space, right? Now, let me just move that. Now, what does this mean and what does it look like compared to what we're building and what is available out there, right? And so I'm looking at the condo pre-construction as of today, or pre-construction in the next coming years, or the years that are coming or past. Let's look at the pre-construction numbers. So in 2021, right, we actually we had almost a near record numbers of units released. And so what does that number look like? So let me just zoom down here. In 2021, right, we brought in, it's this number over here, we brought in 26,000 plus units. And already you can see that, wait a minute, we need 70 units, 70,000 units, and we only brought in 26,000 units. That there doesn't, the number doesn't kind of match out. And yes, there are homes being built, and there are rentals being built, but in terms of just looking at the pre-construction condos only, because pre-construction will house the most number of people fastest, right? Because when you build houses, it's one block, one area at a time, whereas a condo building will house the most people quickest. And it looks like already we do not have enough new units to be housing 70,000 families that are immigrating to Toronto every single year. Now, keep in mind, we also have our normal population growth. So, you know, when you have kids, they want to move out, they get married, they have going to school. Just, you know, our natural growth of population is not included in this number here, in this 70,000 people family here. So already we find a little bit of, you know, lack of inventory. And so I just want to take a little bit further and see what does 70,000 unit look like in terms of buildings, right? Let's look at buildings for a second here. And if you can see, I did a little search again. So condo buildings have about, on average, 243 units. And if you take 70,000 and divide it into those units, we actually need about every single year 290 condos to be built just for immigration alone, right? And you're thinking, well, we have lots of cranes in the air, we must have enough, because, you know, every single other week we hear a project being released. Every single other day we hear, you know, buildings, or we see cranes in the air, so we must have enough, right? And so that's where I did a little bit more research, and I wanted to see how many cranes we actually have in the air. Currently, the GTA in 2022, the first quarter, we have 252 cranes in the air, which is 252 projects in the air. And it, again, this year alone, it looks like we lack units, buildings. Actually, we lack 38 buildings that we need in order to catch up with the demand. So it looks like we have plenty of demand and our supply is kind of lacking. This is actually one of the reasons pre-construction is so popular right now, because if someone who understands all this will see that in the future our housing isn't being built fast enough, and a lot of people will have to turn into condos. And of course, affordability, price range, and all that will also kind of have the supply go into condos. And so this is kind of the little insight that I want to share with you in today's video, so you guys can see. Also, I just want to share one more point here. We are releasing projects every year as a city. We are releasing, looks like last year we released 92 projects. And remember, this number here, 290 buildings, we actually need this every single year for the next 3 years. For the next 3 years, we need to house 70,000 families every single year, and we are building at this rate not enough. And so I can see kind of like a lack of supply for the demand that we have. And so this is a little bit of concerning that we don't have enough places for everybody to live, but it also means that we will be having a very strong real estate market in the future, in the next coming few years, that, the supply is not enough for the demand, and that will equate to a very strong real estate market in the near future to come. So I hope that helped you guys a little bit, giving you guys a little bit of insight of what I see in terms of the next coming years with immigration and the supply that is being currently built. So I hope you guys all like that. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any concerns or have any questions, or was my number kind of off, well, you guys let me know what you guys think. Feel free to comment below, and I'll see you guys all in the next video where I share with you guys more insights of what I know about real estate. I'll see you all in the next video, and bye for now.